This is a bit of a surprising video because in the past we actually, in the show, Sci-Fi Journey, we actually looked at this program very early into the program. Because this time, looking back at the show, Tremors, this series, and the television series based around Tremors. And if you're say, wait, there was a TV show. Based around, the Tremor series. The film takes place, it's a sequel to Tremors 3, Back to Perfection, which, in a way was say, okay, Burt is say, okay, I'm gonna try and, make sure our community is safe, because most recently they had the graboid El Blanco, who is, after that film, he was a protected part of the community, along with a ass blaster that they used for a attraction. But one thing that basically the whole point of the show was that Burt and all the other folks in Perfection Valley, they tried to coexist with El Blanco while dealing with the problems caused by failed government experience, mad scientists, and ruthless real estate developers. One thing that ended up happening is that originally this show had was thought to be a replacement for the show Farscape, and it made me think, wait, really? Is Farscape ended in all that? But one thing that ended up happening was yes, although it was a big Star Wars sci-fi, when it came to ratings, it failed to say, okay, folks that like Farscape. A show with Burt Gumer, and every week he's going up against, monsters, and at the same time, other graboids and all that. But, what ended up happening was that the show had ended up canceling after only this show got canceled after 13 episodes. And, the production of the show took place at Fox Studios, Baja Peninsula facilities, and on location in nearby Rosito, Mexico. If you're feeling, say, okay, well, they had some interesting episodes. Say there was an episode in which they have created a ghost creature. Or, suddenly there is I think it was a fish frog that had been in a lake, and they're trying to, capture it and all that. Well, when it ended up happening, though, was, say, there would be some episodes where I say, oh, well, this is cool. But ever so often, what happened was, though, the Sci-Fi Channel was ended up shown out of order, with Episode 1, Fitting Frenzy, and Episode 6 shown on the premiere night. And the actual second season produced was Shriek and Destroy, which was the, final episode. Yeah, that seems kind of say...
You letting me go?
Kirk, crackers are a family food. Happy families.
Something that kind of why do we do this? Hey, Bob, I know this is a show, but why did we order the episodes out of order? Huh? And all that. So what this happened was that the out of ordering required re-editing of the episodes, including a new opening for episode 5, which was Project 412, which actually aired as the 8th episode, and which introduced the character of Cletus Poffenberger, played by Christopher Lloyd. Because certain episodes, say, where he appears, and then it's say, wait, he's being introduced now? what that did was that he had been, like, there'll be an episode where he was introduced and explained, okay, like, how he was introduced, occurring it prior to episode 6, which was actually aired as the second episode. And honestly, like, when I watched this show, I kind of enjoyed it because I kind of like the world of Tremors. I kind of like the Graboids. I like all the creatures. I can say my favorite one has to be Tremors 2.
Hey, there he is. Hey, Joe. Oh, God. Oh, God.
It kind of was able to balance out the comedy and at the same time the horror aspect of it. If you're curious, like, say, what actors were in this show, well, you had quite a lot of actors that appear in this show. You had Christopher Lloyd. Also had actors like, say, Michael Rooker, which is like, yeah, why not? He's awesome. And yeah, like, you see, when I was watching this, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, like, yeah, like, when you're, like, if you're watching him in that order, it's like, say, wait, this is jarring. Like, suddenly, like, you're watching this episode, and then suddenly what next happens next is like, say, wait, didn't this already happen? Why is suddenly this or that happening? And honestly, like, yes, I can understand, like, say, a network trying to say, we need a new show. And then suddenly, wait, it's like, say, oh, no, wait, we air them out of order. But at the same time, like, how do you do that? How do you air a show out of order? Like, shouldn't have the episodes been, like, ordered, like, say, episode 1, episode 2? But was that the episode Shriek and Destroy, which was the actual second episode? It was not, like, like, when it was tested, it wasn't really, like, saying, yeah, like, let's do an episode that's more interesting as the second premiere episode. Honestly, I'm gonna say this, like, I like the idea of this show, like, like, having, like, say, okay, we're gonna have creatures, and then suddenly, we're gonna have the Graboids, or a Ass Blaster, or a Shrieker, and all that. Because that was, like, looking back, especially in the 2000s, that was the appeal of the show. Like, say, the Ass Blasters, the Shriekers, and all that. Yes, I'll admit the films start to get a bit silly and all that, like, after the second film. But at the same time, it's like, say, oh, okay, like, suddenly we have a vibe that really like. And yeah, I can understand, like, why at the same time the show kind of tatered off or didn't do well, because, like, say, well, yeah, you had aired the episodes out of order. And the show had been produced around at the same time as Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, which was a prequel. The episodes that were in order were originally, like, like, when they weren't out of order, was Feeding Frenzy as episode 1, Shriek and Destroy was the second episode, Blast from the Past, Hit and Run, Project 412, Ghost Dance was episode 6, Night of the Shriekers, A Little Paranoia Among the Friends, Flora or Fauna, Graboid Rights, Water Hazard, The Sounds of Silence, The Key, and The Thing in the Trees. Bigfoot, The Yeti, The Killer Toaster Ovens, Val and Earl Meet the Vampire, and The Awful Winged Thing. There was a few, but yeah, like, say, some of those episodes didn't happen. Like the episodes Val and Earl Meet the Vampire, that one didn't happen. So yeah, like, after the final episode was released, though, was The Key. yeah, like you have some ideas that were really cool, and then something said, "Well, sadly, we can't do this episode." So what happened in the Val and Earl meet the vampire on a fishing trip of Burt? Our brave boys encounter a reluctant character who turns out to have some nasty, nightmarish nighttime habits. Naturally, ours was not a typical vampire, but the Tremor version, an easygoing mountain man. Val and Earl have to stop making fun of the extra gear Burt has brought, and it takes everything he has to send the vampires back to the dead. And you notice how it said the characters Val and Earl, they were characters that had originally appeared in the first film. So, yeah, like there was a lot of episode, like the show, like when you're like looking back at it, it had some fun ideas. At the same time, yeah, it kind of sucks that the show ended up getting canceled, which means like some episodes that they had planned out didn't get to come to full fruition. So yeah, but I think in at least like the 13 episodes that you can look back for, like say, yeah, they have their bit of funness about them. I could be, but yeah, this is just what I'm thinking about. No, see ya.